sec. Let me just move this. Okay. You're unmuted, so they might be able to hear you. Your mic is down on the floor there. This one? Yep. Yeah, so pick it up and start speaking. Okay, you're up. Hey, how's everyone doing? It's great to see everyone tonight. Thank you so much for coming out for trivia. James is going to be looking after all of the tech stuff, so if you have any issues or concerns, let him know. I hope tonight's going to be a lot of fun. So this is how it's going to work. There's going to be 5 rounds of 10 questions each. I'm going to provide you guys with 20 seconds to answer each question. At the end of each round, everyone will return to the main Zoom chat to take up the questions, and each team will add up their own point total for that round. So we're trusting you guys to keep your own score, so please be honest, no cheating. Let's just play fair, okay? Let the best team win. A prize will be awarded to the winner of each round, or almost every round. There may be one round that doesn't get a prize. And the team with the most points at the end of the night will be the overall winner, and they will get the honor of having their name put on the yet-to-be-constructed Wall of Champions. So I want to wish you guys all good luck. I just wanted to go over the round 1 prize. The prize for round 1 is a custom piece of art from Laura's lettering. So either one person from your group can get a custom piece of art done, or everyone from your group can get a print of the same piece of art. And in addition to prints and cards, Laura also makes custom-made signs, and she does paint and stain and wood burning and ink and print. And you can find her on Instagram and Facebook at lauras.lettering.now. Also, just a quick shout out, it's Laura's birthday today, so happy birthday to Laura. If you haven't done so already, make sure to wish her a happy birthday. All right, let's get to it. The first category of the night is 1990s trivia. It was a great decade. I was born in that decade, and maybe many people in this chat were as well. So, question number 1. After spending 27 years in prison, 18 of them in the notorious Robben Island prison, this man was finally released in February 1990. On to the next one. This service, which is now used more than 5.4 billion times per day, was launched in 1997. On to the next question. This observatory was launched into low Earth orbit during a 1990 Space Shuttle Discovery mission, and it needed to be repaired in a subsequent service mission in 1993. On to the next question. This anthropomorphic hedgehog rose to fame in 1991. Okay, next question. I will give you guys a little bit more time for this one because it might bring some debate. This movie was the highest grossing film of the 1990s. So we're looking for the highest grossing film of the 1990s. Okay, on to the next question. This team of aliens faced off against Michael Jordan and the Looney Tunes in the 1996 film Space Jam. Okay, on to the next one. This popular catchphrase means no worries in Swahili. Okay, on to the next question. This economic and political union was formally established by the Maastricht Treaty in 1993. Okay, on to the next question, and I'll give you guys a little bit more time for this one as well. This was the most viewed television event of the 90s. Now, this is excluding multi day events such as the Olympics or the Soccer World Cup. We're looking for the most viewed television event of the 90s. Okay, final question of the round. On June 1st, 1997, in Toronto, this 100-meter Olympic champion settled a dispute with Olympic 200-meter champion Michael Johnson over who is the fastest man in the world in a 150-meter race. So we're looking for the 100-meter Olympic champion who settled a dispute with Michael Johnson. Would anyone like a repeat of any of the questions? Please let James know on the chat, and then we're going to take up the answers. Okay, so we haven't heard anything, so I'm going to assume that everyone got the questions. All right, so let's take them up. Number one, after spending 27 years in prison, this man was finally released in February 1990. That person is Nelson Mandela. He actually became the president of South Africa only 4 years later. Number two, this service, which is now used more than 5.4 billion times per day, was launched in 1997. That service is the Google search bar, and many of us have probably used it today, to be honest. Number three, this observatory was launched into low Earth orbit during a 1990 Space Shuttle Discovery mission. That observatory is the Hubble Space Telescope. It was actually named after astronomer Edwin Hubble. Number four, this anthropomorphic hedgehog rose to fame in 1991. That character is Sonic. Sonic actually became Sega's signature character to compete with Nintendo's Mario series. On to the next one. This movie was the highest grossing film of the 1990s. It is Titanic. Does anyone else feel like there was room on the wooden panel for Jack as well? Okay. Number six, this team of aliens faced off against Michael Jordan and the Looney Tunes in Space Jam. That team is not what James calls the All-Stars. That team is the Monstars. And actually, in 2021, Space Jam: A New Legacy will come out, this time starring LeBron James. On to the next one. This popular catchphrase means no worries in Swahili. The phrase from The Lion King is Hakuna Matata. Is there a backstory to how Timon and Pumbaa became friends? Like, that's what I'm really interested in. It's an unlikely friendship, but pretty cool. Number eight, this economic and political union was formally established by the Maastricht Treaty in 1993. That union is known as the European Union. The most recent country to join the EU was Croatia in 2013. Unfortunately, the most recent country to leave was the UK. On to number nine. This was the most viewed television event of the 90s, excluding multi-day events. That event was actually Princess Diana's funeral in 1997, and it was apparently viewed by about 2 billion people worldwide. Okay, my favorite question of this section. On June 1st, 1997 in Toronto, this 100-meter Olympic champion settled a dispute with Olympic 200-meter champion Michael Johnson over who is the fastest man in the world in a 150-meter race. That person is Donovan Bailey, and it actually produced one of my favorite quotes of all time. So after the race, in which Michael Johnson stopped running mid-race with an injury, so they go to Donovan Bailey, and after the race, Donovan Bailey says this: "He didn't pull up. He's a chicken. What we should do is run this race over again so I can beat him one more time." I have to be honest, I was really inspired by that. It meant a lot to me. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, James is gonna post a link in the Zoom chat, and you can input your scores with your team, and we're gonna take that, and if there's any ties, we'll have a tiebreaker question. So please look in the Zoom chat and put your score into the scoreboard. Maybe not, yeah. I don't know. It's up to you. Okay. Let me know when we're ready. Okay, so congratulations to Team Lucas. You guys have won a prize from Laura's Lettering. We can set up the connection after the event, although I think you guys all have Laura's contact information, so maybe you could just set it up on your own. Also, I would be remiss if I didn't give a quick shout out to my man, John Gunnasingham. I have never hosted a trivia night before, but John gave me some good guidance, so hopefully this is going okay for you guys. Also, 10 out of 10 is a great score. We don't need the tiebreaker question. I will let you know the tiebreaker question was going to be, what time did Donovan Bailey run in the 100 meters when he won gold at the 1996 Olympics? His time was actually 9.84 seconds, and his top speed was 43.6 kilometers an hour, which some people might tell you is also the top speed that my man Chad Veenkamp operates his car at. But honestly, I love driving with Chad, so I don't know what they're talking about. All right, we're gonna move into round 2 now. Oh, sorry, yes. James is gonna open the breakout rooms again, so please join those rooms. We're gonna move on to the round 2 prize. And the round 2 prize is Christmas cookies. A big shout out to Caitlin Ryan for baking these cookies, and also because Caitlin really did a lot to make this event happen. She set up the donation stuff, she communicated about the event, and she just helped a lot to collaborate on how the night goes. So thank you so much, Caitlin, for your work at church and for helping to set up tonight. I'm gonna trust that you guys are all in your breakout rooms again. We are going to move to the round 2 category, which is musical performers. All right, musical performers. Question number 1. You may have heard it through the grapevine, but this artist was known as the Prince of Motown. Okay, let's move on to question number 2. This Quebec-born singer has done multiple performance residencies in Las Vegas. Okay, next question. Once in a group with childhood friend Kelly Rowland, this artist performed at Barack Obama's 2009 presidential inauguration. Okay, on to the next question. This artist performed at the Super Bowl halftime show twice within a 3-year span in 2014 and 2016. Okay, on to the next one. This artist, known as The Boss, bought his first guitar for $18.95 in 1964. Okay, on to the next one. This artist, who is an executive producer of the show Top Boy is also a member of the executive committee of an NBA team? Okay, on to the next one. This artist had the official song of the 2010 Soccer World Cup. Okay, on to the next one. This artist, who sang at Martin Luther King Jr.'s funeral, was ranked #1 on the Rolling Stones 2010 list of the top 100 singers of all time. Okay, this artist, known as the Goddess of Pop, also hosted a TV show on CBS in the 1970s. Okay, this is the final question of the round. In 1976, Paul Simon credited his Grammy for Album of the Year to the fact that this artist did not make an album that year. Quote, "I'd like to thank blank, who didn't make an album this year." Okay, so James is closing the breakout room, so we're going to come back together to take up the questions. And then for the next round, we will return to the breakout rooms again. Okay, we're now going to take up the questions for this round. Number 1, you may have heard it through the grapevine, but this artist was known as the Prince of Motown. It is Marvin Gaye, and prior to his commercial success, back in 1961, Marvin actually worked as a drummer for various artists for about $5 per week. Later in his career, he was making $100,000 per night for a performance, so it's a pretty good change. This Quebec-born singer has done multiple performance residencies in Las Vegas. She is Celine Dion, who was actually the youngest of 14 children. Number 3, once in a group with childhood friend Kelly Rowland, this artist performed at Barack Obama's 2009 presidential inauguration. It is Beyonce. And apparently, her singing talent was discovered when her dance instructor started humming a song, and Beyonce was able to finish it, hitting all the high pitched notes. Apparently, that's what it takes to become a singing star. Your dancing instructor needs to hum a song. Okay, let's keep going. This artist performed at the Super Bowl halftime show twice within a 3-year span. It is Bruno Mars. And his father actually nicknamed him Bruno when he was 2 because he believed that he looked like a WWE wrestler named Bruno Sammartino, which seems like a bit of an odd comparison for a 2-year-old, but hey, we'll allow it. James tells me that Sammartino is the longest reigning champion of all time, which is some useless WWE trivia, I promise you. Okay, on to the next one. This artist, known as The Boss, bought his first guitar for $18.95 in 1964. It is Bruce Springsteen. And he actually avoided service in the Vietnam War because he failed the physical examination. Number 6. And you'll see why I did this. This artist, who is an executive producer of the show Top Boy, is also a member of the executive committee of an NBA team. It's Toronto's own Drake. And on the teenage TV show Degrassi, Drake actually portrayed a basketball star. And he must have been a good actor because I've seen him play basketball, and I promise you he's not that good at it in real life. Okay, on to the next one. This artist had the official song of the 2010 Soccer World Cup. It is Shakira. This song was called This Time for Africa, and it has over 2 billion views on YouTube. Also, for anyone who wants to come at me, Waving Flag by Kanon was also used for the event, but it was not the official song.
Well, it was better.
James says it was better, and I agree, but it's still not the official song. Okay. This artist who sang at number 8, this artist who sang at Martin Luther King Jr.'s funeral was ranked number 1 on the Rolling Stones 2010 list of the top 100 singers of all time. It is Aretha Franklin. And actually, Whitney Houston's mom was a backup singer on Aretha's song Ain't No Way, and Aretha became Whitney Houston's honorary aunt. Kind of a cool connection. Number 9, this artist, known as the Goddess of Pop, also hosted a TV show on CBS in the 1970s. The Goddess of Pop was known as Cher. She started by having a show with her husband, Sonny. Then following their divorce, she had her own show, and less than a year later, she reunited with Sonny for a new TV show. The reunion was just for the TV show, though, to be clear. All right, number 10. In 1976, Paul Simon credited his Grammy for Album of the Year to the fact that this artist did not make an album that year. And to fill in the quote, I'd like to thank Stevie Wonder, who didn't make an album this year. And I think Paul Simon may have been correct, as Stevie Wonder had won that award the 2 years prior, and he won it the year following as well. Okay, so that's the end of the round. If you guys could go back to the spreadsheet and fill in your scores, and we'll see if a tiebreaker question is necessary. We're just waiting for a couple more scores to come in, and then we'll update you on the score sheet. So, unless Team Shelby scored more than 7 points, there are a lot of teams tied at 7. So, we are going to need a tiebreaker question. Are you ready for this, James? Okay. Camera on. Let's go. Tiebreaker question. So, the way this is going to work is that you are going to have your own answer. When time is up, you're going to write your answer in the chat. So, James says you can personal message him. So that's how we're going to do it. You're going to send a message to James of what your answer is, and the person who is closest to the answer will win. Here is the question. What is the distance from the moon to the earth in kilometers? What is the distance from the moon to the earth in kilometers? So whoever is closest to that answer will win this round. So please message James what your answers are. Okay, so just to go over it, the following teams all scored 7 and are in the tiebreaker round. It is the Gateway Raptors, Team Lizzie, Team Shelby, Team Lucas, Team Rita, and Team Trying to Beat V. Apparently, Team Trying to Beat V might actually beat V. You have 10 seconds left to answer this question. Can you it's at the bottom. So you know who's closest.
Okay, Britain was super close, actually. Caitlin was most out. Oh no, sorry. Daniel Westacott was most out with 75 million kilometers. I'd definitely put some shade on that for you. Brittany is the closest with 385,000.
That's So everyone answered?
Yeah.
So we're good?
Yeah.
So I can announce it now? Okay, so thank you everyone for sending in your answers. So I will credit that Team Lucas did exceptionally well in round 1. Apparently they have a poor sense of how far things are though, as they were over 75 million kilometers off. However, we do have a winner, and that is Brittany representing Team Trying to Beat V, who had a remarkably close answer. The real answer is 384,400 kilometers. Brittany submitted 385,000 kilometers. That's an incredible effort. So big shout out to that team. That distance is actually the equivalent of traveling back and forth between Toronto and Los Angeles 55 times. So it's pretty far, but not as far as Daniel's team says it is. Okay. Yep. Actually, I'm just going to do the... Oh, you want to do it? Yeah. So as tonight is a fundraising event, I just wanted to take a little bit of time, not too much because I do want to get back to trivia, but I wanted to take a little bit of time to highlight about the Community Youth and Young Adult program that we're raising funds for tonight. So as a lot of you know, I worked at Willow Tree for about 8 years before coming to Wellspring, and I did children and youth programs, and during that time, I was able to learn a lot of stuff about the community and build some really important relationships. And a lot of the stuff that the youth and young adults told me, I hoped that in my next job I could respond to some of those needs. And some of the things that they told me about were the importance of job opportunities for them, some leadership opportunities, and help with schoolwork. And I'm really excited about our program here at Wellspring because I think that we've been able to meet some of those needs. In terms of job opportunities, this past summer, we were able to hire a couple of students to work doing an outreach project with some refugee children, which is really exciting and a really great experience. And also, I think we've been able to provide them with opportunities that they can put in their resumes. And I know a lot of the youth now are doing a lot better in terms of getting jobs, and that's something that's really exciting for me. And I know at Wellspring, we're hoping to explore this more to get youth involved even in employment opportunities here or just getting them connected with other stuff. So that has been really exciting. Another thing that a lot of the youth told me about was having leadership opportunities, but one thing they communicated to me was that it's very difficult to be a leader within their own community because everyone has a reputation and they're someone's brother or someone's sister and people say these things about you. So we hope to get them engaged in some opportunities outside of the community, which has been really exciting because we've been able to partner with Adam House and even some of the kids here at Wellspring to get them connected with them with some outreach stuff, and it's just been a great experience. The students have loved it. The kids that we've worked with have really appreciated it. And it's kind of cool because a lot of the kids that are a bit younger than those that have had those leadership opportunities are excited about doing it in the future, and that's something that's great to me. Another thing in terms of help with schoolwork, it's been great. A lot of the kids are going into post-secondary education now, which is really exciting. And even during COVID, we've been able to have small groups in to work on homework in sort of a quiet space, which has been really exciting. Just additionally, I think a couple other things that our program has been able to provide is to provide a peaceful place to be in and a place where we can build community. I think that Wellspring on Sundays is this great place where a lot of us who come here to church on Sundays get to experience a place where we can be refreshed and to have community with one another. And it's exciting to me because a lot of the youth from Willow Tree get to experience that here during the week. When they're here, they'll really acknowledge that this is a place that's calm. They can do some schoolwork. They can be with their friends. Another really exciting thing has been painting. A lot of the kids really like it, but it's just a positive place for kids to be and to build community with one another. So thank you so much for taking part tonight and for your donations. The money goes towards stuff like food, setting up some of these outreach activities, and employment opportunities. So thank you so much for supporting the program. Okay, we are going to move on to category number 3, which is Christmas trivia. And I will be honest with you, this is the category I am least excited about. But I did receive some advice that I should include a Christmas category, and I listened. So for this round, I want to make this clear. You will get 1 point if you recognize the character that is being talked about. So it's a picture round. You will get 1 point for recognizing the character. You will get half a point if you recognize what the movie is. But listen, you cannot get 1.5 points. Do not add them up. The options are 1 point or half a point. If you end this round with a score of 15, we will subtract that rather than add it to your score. Do not add up 15. You get 1 point if you know the character. You get half a point if you know the movie. You don't get both. Okay. I also want to go to the round 3 prize. And fortunately, I have this quote. The Christmas round is a gift in itself. Someone. There is no prize for this round. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to show you picture number 1. So you need to be able to name the character or name the movie if you cannot name the character. Okay, here's picture number 1. Sorry, James is sending you to the breakout rooms right now. still have the first picture up? Okay, should I just leave it for a bit or next one? Okay, here is picture number 2. Funny guy. Funny guy. Okay, let's go on to picture number 3. Okay, let's go on to picture number 4. Okay, let's go to the next picture. Okay, I don't think you need that much time for that picture, so let's go to the next one. Okay, let's go to the next picture. Okay, let's go to the next picture. You shouldn't need that much time for that question. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that much about Christmas movies, so I just had to search these. Okay, let's go to the last picture of the round. Okay, I'm going to assume that was enough time. So what we're going to do by request is everyone's going to stay in their breakout rooms when we take up the questions. We're kind of learning on the fly here, so thank you for your feedback. But yes, please stay in your breakout rooms, and we will take up all the questions right now. Picture number 1, that is Cindy Lou Who from the movie The Grinch. I don't really have anything to say about Cindy Lou. Let's go to number 2. That is Scrooge McDuck from the movie Mickey's Christmas Carol. And the internet tells me that he is the maternal uncle of Donald Duck and that he's incredibly wealthy. Okay, he secured the bag. Okay, let's go to number 3. That is the dog Max from the movie The Grinch. This is a movie I have seen. And it's incredible that Max pulled the sleigh for as long as he did. Okay, let's go on to number 4. That is Yukon Cornelius from the movie Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Apparently, Yukon spent his life searching for silver and gold, but the synopsis I read suggests that he often just ended up finding the abominable snow monster. It's pretty tough. Okay, let's go on to the next one. That is Frosty the Snowman from the movie Frosty the Snowman. It's a bit redundant. You still don't get a point and a half. I'm not sure if Frosty is actually a Christmas story, but it seems winter themed, so we'll just leave it. Okay. Next one. That is the wise men from the Bible. Reports of the wise men can be found in the book of Matthew. Okay, let's go on to the next one. This is the ghost of Christmas past, also known as Jiminy Cricket, also from Mickey's Christmas Carol. Jiminy actually made his debut in Pinocchio, and he managed to secure a role in this film as well. So good for him. There you go. Okay, next one. This is the Grinch from The Grinch. Actually, the Grinch was the first adult to be a main character in a Dr. Seuss book. Let's go to the next one. This is Kevin McAllister from the movie Home Alone 2. Refer to my comments about Cindy Lou. Okay, last one of the section. This is Belschnickel from The Office. All I could really say is that Dwight throws an interesting Christmas party. Okay, so once again, please post your scores on the spreadsheet, and we will see if a tiebreaker question is necessary. Hey, team trying to beat V, stop playing games. We'll subtract that right now. Okay, thank you so much. So we have a tie between Team Cole and Team Lizzie. Just one, just Lizzie, that's it. So we will need a tiebreaker question. And here it is. How many real Christmas trees were sold in the United States of America in 2018? How many real, not fake, how many real Christmas trees were sold in the United States of America in 2018? We'll give you a short amount of time. Once again, please message your answers to James, and we'll see who's closer. Okay, please send your answers into James. To Quiz HQ, I mean. Dwight Schrute is not an acceptable answer. You need to know who Belsnickel is.
They can't message Quiz HQ. Yo, they both said 100 million.
Okay.
Wait, there's a tiebreaker, but there's no prize.
Don't worry. Okay. Okay, and in an amazing event, both teams have the same answer. They both guessed 100 million. Fortunately, there's no prize for this round, so maybe it doesn't matter. You can both win. The real answer is actually 32.8 million Christmas trees that were sold. Okay, let's move on to the next section. But before we do that, I do want to announce the prize for round 4. This prize was actually donated by my man Daniel Westacott. I believe there should be a picture up on the screen. It's a beautiful bowl, and also I believe it's like a cutting board as well. But Daniel does great work. You can also check out Daniel's work on Instagram at ODWO Handcrafted, or on YouTube, just search Daniel Westacott, and he has movies about how he does this woodworking, something I don't understand. Okay. So, are we good to move on? Okay, so for category 4, the topic is going to be bodies of water. Now, this includes everything. It could be like a puddle. Don't tell me that what I'm talking about isn't a body of water. We're going to include everything in this. And also, I'm excited for this one. I studied geography in school, so I think you guys knew that I had to include this in the quiz night. Okay. Let's get to it. Bodies of water. Number 1. Millions of people bathe in this Indian river each year, as bathers believe that the water of this sacred river absorbs impurities and carries them away. Okay, let's move on to number 2. This body of water, bordered by Jordan, Israel, and the West Bank, is 9.6 times as salty as the ocean. Okay, number 3. This waterway that connects the Red Sea to the Mediterranean Sea is often thought to define the border between Africa and Asia. Okay, let's move on to number 4. This river, which flows through 3 countries, is considered to be the second longest river in the world. Okay, next question. This is the deepest measured part of the ocean. Okay, number 6. This body of water covers about 20% of the Earth's total surface area. Okay, next question. Matthew Webb made the first observed and unassisted swim across this body of water in August 1875. Okay, question number 8. Question number 8. 2 West African countries derive their name from this river, which is the third longest in Africa. Okay, question number 9. The Tower of London sits on the banks of this river. Okay, question number 10. This lake that is shared between Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania is the second largest freshwater lake in the world by surface area. It was named by a British explorer, and that's probably the kind way of putting it, but it was named by a British explorer after a queen. Okay, let's take up the question. So again, you can just stay in your breakout rooms. Okay, number 1. Millions of people bathe in this Indian river each year as bathers believe that the water of this sacred river absorbs impurities and carries them away. That is the Ganges River. And apparently this river is so influential that people in India will refer to other rivers as the local Ganges. Number 2, this body of water, bordered by Jordan, Israel, and the West Bank, is 9.6 times as salty as the ocean, although probably still not as salty as Trump after he lost the election. The answer is the Dead Sea. It has actually been receding in size at a swift rate. In 1930, it was 1,050 kilometers squared and is now just 605 kilometers squared. Number 3, this waterway that connects the Red Sea to the Mediterranean Sea is often thought to define the border between Africa and Asia. The answer is the Suez Canal. So the canal goes through only Egypt. So Egypt is known as a transcontinental country. That is a country that is part of 2 different continents. Number 4, this river, which flows through 3 countries, is considered to be the 2nd longest river in the world. It is the Amazon River, although the Brazilian government believes it is the longest river in the world. Okay. Next question. This is the deepest measured part of the ocean. I will accept 2 answers for this, Marianas Trench or the Challenger Deep. The maximum known depth is actually 10,984 meters, which for those of you that live in Toronto is approximately the distance from York Mills subway station to King subway station, which I promise you, if you don't live in Toronto, could take a very long time during rush hour. Okay, number 6. This body of water covers about 20% of the Earth's total surface area. It is the Atlantic Ocean. It covers over 106 kilometers squared.
106 kilometers squared.
Oh, sorry, 106 million kilometers squared. Thank you, James, for pointing that out. I'm sorry. Yes, it is bigger than the Dead Sea. It is 106 million kilometers squared. Probably about as far as Daniel thinks the moon is, but okay. The next one. Matthew Webb made the first observed and unassisted swim across this body of water in August 1875. It is the English Channel. It took him 21 hours and 45 minutes. The current record is 6 hours and 55 minutes. Number 8. 2 West African countries derive their name from this river, which is the 3rd longest in Africa. That is the Niger River. Niger and Nigeria both get their names from this river. Number 9. The Tower of London sits on the banks of this river. It is the River Thames. Thames? The river is spanned by another popular landmark, the Tower Bridge. Number 10. This lake that is shared between Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania is the 2nd largest freshwater lake in the world. It is Lake Victoria, and the largest lake by surface area is actually Lake Superior. So again, please submit your scores into the score sheet, and also we'll see if a tiebreaker question is necessary, and we'll update the scoreboard to see who's in the lead headed to the last round. Okay, thank you everyone for updating your scores. A big congratulations to the Flying V, who scored a perfect 10 out of 10 on that round. So a tiebreaker question is not necessary. I will let you know what the tiebreaker question was going to be. So I mentioned that Egypt is known as a transcontinental country. The tiebreaker was going to be to list as many transcontinental countries that are contiguous, which means they're connected by a natural land connection or are beside one another. So I'm going to update the scores, and then I'll let you know what the answers are if you just want to guess your own answers for that. So the leading score right now looks to be 34.5, which is a tie between the Flying V and Team Lucas. They're trying to etch their names on the wall of champions. There are a lot of teams that are very close behind. I'm looking at, I believe, is Team Shelby with 34 points. There's some teams at 32 or 32.5. Team Karen, Team Lizzie, Team Zana. So it's a close game. It's going to come down to the last round. Just to update you guys, the tiebreaker question, these are transcontinental countries that are contiguous: Azerbaijan, Georgia, Kazakhstan, Russia, Turkey, and Panama. I'm just going to put this laptop back over here, and then I will be back to do the last round of trivia. Okay, I'm excited to let you guys know about the prize for the final round of trivia. And the prize is going to be honey from Wellspring. Now, this is organic honey from the hive that is on the church property. And to provide a little bit of background, our church now has bees in our parking lot. On purpose, yes. It's not like an infestation or anything, or a plague or something. We welcome these bees, and we get honey from them each year. I think I might be doing a terrible job explaining this. But I can tell you that next year, hopefully when COVID's done, we'll be hosting free workshops. And if anyone has any questions, you can contact my sister, Elizabeth. Her email should be on the screen. It is on the screen, which is great. So that's very exciting, and it's another sort of cool project that our church is involved in. So if you're interested in that, whether you go to the church or not, maybe just send Elizabeth or even James or Caitlin a message, and I'm sure they could tell you a lot more about it. Okay, our final category of the night is going to be animals. Animals. Okay, let's go. Number 1. When in a group, these marsupials are known as a mob. Okay, question number 2. This cold-blooded animal is divided into 2 groups based on neck retraction. Number 3, this nocturnal animal, known for its ringed tail and dexterous front paws, has extended its living areas to include urban areas. Number 4, although classified as a carnivore, this animal, that is native to China, mainly consumes leaves. Next question. This animal is the only living marine mammal that has powerful limbs and feet that enable them to travel many kilometers on land. Number 6. This animal that is found in Africa, and Western Asia is known for its ability to drag carcasses into trees for safekeeping. Okay, let's go on to the next one. This bird, recognized for its often colorful bill, also graces the cover of a popular cereal brand. Okay, question number 8. The largest existing land animal in the world. Okay, question number 9. This highly vigilant mongoose from southern Africa lives in packs of 2 to 30 members.
Lucas says define large, which is not an unreasonable question in my opinion. Weight, height, volume, he says.
So Lucas, who is on the leading team, in fact, it's named after him, has asked me to define largest. By largest, I mean mass. So thank you for clearing that up. Okay, and the final question of the night, question number 10. This animal, which uses both arboreal and terrestrial locomotion, lives in large groups and has shown an aptitude for photographic memory. Okay, so once again, please enter your answers into the score sheet, and we'll see if a tiebreaker is necessary, and we'll add up the final scores as well. So I'm not sure why you can't grade your own scores, but I will provide you with the answers. Okay, number 1. When in a group, these marsupials are known as a mob. They are kangaroos. The kangaroo is the only large animal to use hopping as a means of locomotion. Number 2, this cold-blooded animal is divided into 2 groups based on neck retraction. They are turtles. One group of turtles retract their neck into their shell sideways, and the other group retracts their neck backwards. Number 3, this nocturnal animal, known for its ringed tail and dexterous front paws, has extended its living areas to include urban areas. It is the raccoon. They're actually noted for their intelligence, as it has been shown that they're able to remember solutions for tasks for up to 3 years, which probably explains why they can break into people's garbage bins. Number 4, although classified as a carnivore, this animal that is native to China mainly consumes leaves. It is the panda. And actually, the limited energy input from its diet has affected the panda's behavior. It limits social interactions and avoids steeply sloping terrain, which may sound like a lot of us during COVID, depending on how you feel about sloping terrain. Next one. This animal is the only living marine mammal that has powerful limbs and feet that enable them to travel many kilometers on land. It is the polar bear. Yes, a polar bear is a marine mammal. That's how it is classified. You may also know them from Coca-Cola commercials. Number 6, this animal that is found in Africa and Western Asia is known for its ability to drag carcasses into trees for safekeeping. It is a leopard. They also have been actually observed ambushing prey by jumping on them from trees. Next one, this bird, recognized for its often colorful bill, also graces the cover of a popular cereal brand. It is the toucan. Toucan Sam has been featured in advertising since 1963 and allegedly has the ability to smell Fruit Loops from a long distance away. Okay, number 8. The largest existing land animal in the world is the elephant. Elephants are viewed as one of the world's most intelligent animals, and they actually appear to also have self-awareness and empathy. Number 9, this highly vigilant mongoose from southern Africa lives in packs of 2 to 30 members. It is the meerkat. They are known for communicating with one another using alarm calls that are actually nuanced enough to inform listeners if there is a terrestrial or airborne threat that has been seen. Last question, number 10. This animal, which uses both arboreal and terrestrial locomotion, lives in large groups and has shown an aptitude for photographic memory. It is the chimpanzee. The groups they live in can actually reach up to 150 members, which is actually pretty crazy. Okay, so now that you know the answers, please add them into the score sheet and we will take it up in a second. Okay, thank you so much for submitting your scores. So the first thing that we're going to do is figure out who won that round and who wins the prize of Wellspring honey. So it looks like the top score for the round is 9 points, which is a tie between Team Lizzie, Team Shelby, and Team Xana. That is the ones that I see. So our tiebreaker question for this round is, what is the average lifespan of a lion? What is the average lifespan of a lion? Oh. Yes, please send your answers to James, maybe on the YouTube stream or however you can. Bill and Shelby sent me their guess. Okay, so we have Shelby's answer. We're just waiting for Team Xana. What did Caitlin say again? Okay, so we're just waiting on Team Xana to submit their answer. So Bill and Shelby did their guess. Did you get anything from Xana? Ooh, okay. Okay, so the average lifespan of a lion. Actually, I'm going to give the guesses first. So, Lizzie's team, Team Lizzie, has guessed 25 years. Bill and Shelby, Team Shelby, have guessed 33 years. And Team Xana has guessed 35 years. Team Xana is the closest. The average lifespan of a lion is 45 years. So congratulations. Your team wins the honey from Wellspring. Great job. So I am looking at the total scores, and a big congratulations to Team Shelby. You'll have your names engraved on the wall of champions. Also, great job. The Flying V and Team Lucas came really, really close. They were half a point behind. If only they'd known a character rather than a movie, it probably could have been a tie. Also, Team Xana and Team Lizzie, Team Karen as well, all top 40 points. All the scores look really good, though. It was a great job. And seriously, I just want to thank everyone so much for coming out tonight and supporting the program. This is an event that I really hope to do again. I would also love to hear your feedback on how we can make stuff better. So again, just thanks to James for doing all the tech stuff. Thanks for Caitlin for setting up all the donation stuff and all the work that she put into this. And thank you all so much for participating tonight. We will leave the Zoom chat open for a bit if people want to talk on that. But again, thank you so much. I hope to do it again soon, and have a great weekend.